Hey y'all, new day, new verses. I thought we could dig in to verses 13 through 16. Here we go. You are the salt of the earth, but what good is salt if it has lost its flavor? Can you make it salty again? It will be thrown out and trampled underfoot as worthless. I want to treat these as two little separate areas because salt of the earth always confused me when I was little. And I started thinking, not about salt in excessive quantities, but what salt is meant to do. It's meant to bring out the seasoning. Apologies. It's meant to bring out seasoning. It's meant to bring out flavor. It's meant to enhance. You are the light of the world, like a city on a hilltop that cannot be hidden. No one lights a lamp and puts it under a blanket. Being in Vegas, I gotta tell you, this whole thing, a city on a hill, a shining light, little different from my perspective with the Luxor. Because if it's overcast, the entire city is pink. And if it's overcast, there is no such thing as night in Las Vegas because of that hotel. It is a light that draws attention, that draws focus, and is seen for miles once you crest over that hill. No one lights a lamp and then puts it under a blanket. No, we don't. When we turn a light on, it is to do a purpose. It is to shine things. It is to make things clearer. It is to be able to see where we're going. And more than that, is to make the way clearer. Instead, a lamp is placed on a stand where it gives light to everyone in the house. Exactly there. The purpose is to make life easier, to take from a dark room that is looming with shadows and you trip and bump over everything, and seeing a way through clearly. In the same way, let your good deeds shine out for all to see, so everyone will praise your heavenly Father. And I think in that form it is live a life that is devoted to a different style of doing it. Because what are the good deeds? Well, that's an interesting question. The good deed idea, at least to me, I think, are the fruits of the Spirit. Well, why did the firefighter pull the little ducks out of the sewer? Well, because he had compassion and mercy and kindness and love for the little duckies. He had fruit of the Spirit. Why did they run up the side of a building to go help the little kid or the kitty? Because it was what needed to be done. It was the right thing to do. It put other life ahead of itself, and when those moments happen, and it pursued doing good. And I think in a lot of ways, letting the good shine out for all to see, that when people do good things like that, do actions that prosper, that bless like that, out of the fruit of the Spirit, we all recognize it. You can look up on, YouTube right now as I'm talking about this and search up acts of random kindness. Maybe wait till the end of this, but in those acts of random kindness, almost always the tag following it is faith in humanity restored. And I think that right there shows where we've got a little squonked. Because, it's faith in humanity restored. Well, why was your faith in humanity destroyed? Rolling with the idea here. Well, because there's so much evil. Right, because human beings are broken. So, don't put your faith in humanity, put your faith in God. And that's the entire idea here. Well, praise your heavenly Father. Well, we don't understand what could make somebody do that. A different set of values. That's what makes a person do that. I firmly believe that in places of struggle and strife, there are places of blessing and hope. And part of me wonders if the reason that you find so much on social media that is more bad news than good news is purely because it's hard to rejoice and find hope if all you see is bad news. And I would argue profoundly that the enemy of this world does not want humanity in good spirits, good hopes, or finding joy. Because at each other's throats, aside from the fact that it makes us easily controlled in a let the wild animal off. In a dogfighting sort of sense, it makes us easily controlled. But I think more than that, it makes it easier to justify certain behaviors. And the core of this is the heart. Our lives are seen wherever we go. Small children especially. They watch everything, and they pick up everything. And any parent will tell you that, especially during a moment of road rage that turned into their first swear word. I think almost every parent has had that chance. Even if it's, well, they didn't actually say a profanity. No, they said your version of a profanity. Or a blessing. We mimic. It's what we do. It's how we survive. It's how we grow. We watch to learn, then we do it ourselves. So if our lives are always going to be seen by people, then why not let our lives be filled with good? Rather than being a good moment every blue moon, if that, why not let our entire life focus be on living by a different set of standards? Standards and ways of doing it that we're going to get in. And the funny bit here, tomorrow we're going to be digging in on the teachings about the law. So I think it'll start helping shift the perspective that I'm talking about. Because we all understand the broken nature of humanity. It's easy to understand if we're willing to acknowledge the broken nature of ourselves. Like, no, I'm not broken. Okay. Have you ever been broken? Even if you're healed now, if you have been broken, then it gives a different place even of empathy and of understanding. Because if we are the salt of the earth, then we should be bringing out the flavor. We should be bringing out the tastiness. We should be bringing out the yummy aspects of life. Not just pointing out the beauty around us of nature and birds and plants and animals and the softness of it and just how much joy there is. But also pointing out the human part too, I think. Reminding each other that when you are angry to the point of rage, what are you going to do with it? Okay, you're angry. Just as an example. Oh, and we'll be getting into this one Friday. Friday. Even more, so don't worry. But just as an example. If the anger there, if the event causes anger, what are you going to do with the anger? First and foremost, is it righteous anger or unrighteous anger? Because there is a difference. Unrighteous anger is usually born out of us being hurt on some deeper level. Righteous anger is usually drawn out of recognizing a behavior that needs to be remedied. This person's going to go pick a fight with them. Well, they shouldn't be picking a fight with them, so I'm going to go try and break it up. Frustration being used correctly. And so it all has to go through with introspecting more and more. If you're angry, why are you angry? What is the cause? Is the anger righteous or unrighteous? Can you fix it or can you not? All right, now that going through all of it, what are you going to do with it? Because that is the question with all of our lives. What are you going to do with it? Well, this person did that. Cool. What are you going to do? You can't control them. I can't control you. You can't control me. The only way any of us can do that is through threat of force or violence. So what can we do instead? To borrow from Bruce Almighty, be the change you want to see in the world. Admittedly, I know he's quoting it from somewhere else, but it's the only one that comes into my head. If we want to see more good, let us live more good. And if we want to ourselves live more good, then go to the source of all good and let him show you how to live. I hope to see you guys tomorrow for the teaching on the laws and Friday for the teaching about anger. And we're going to get into some stuff because Matthew, it'll test you. I'll see you guys then. God bless and may his favor be upon you.